Week 9 of my coronavirus log. Take a look in the description below and you can see timestamps for specific topics. Saturday, May 9th, day 55. Woke up to frickin' snow this morning. I mean, it's not unheard of to have snow in upstate New York in May, but it's pretty rare. Last time I remember it would have been May in 1989. I was finishing up my freshman year of school, and I remember it because it snowed, I want to say the first or second week of May, and then the next week I was off to airborne school down at Fort Benning. So I went from like snow, and then it was like freaking 95 degrees. I thought I was going to freaking die down there, not from jumping out of planes, but just because of the damn heat. Just wasn't acclimated to it. Ironically, I've got my small engine repair guy picking up my snowblower today to have it serviced, and he's dropping off my lawnmower. So if that's not karma, what is it, So we'll see. Anyway, hope everybody has a good weekend.
This is just crazy times. Look at this freaking snow coming down here on May 9th. Snowed last night. Now we got flurries coming down now. Again.
Sunday, May 10th, day 56 of the coronavirus quarantine. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, even though I'll be releasing this next week. Hope everybody had a great day. Happy Mother's Day to my late mom and to my ex-wife as well. Obviously miss my mom. I'm just sitting here having my last cup of coffee of the day. I typically don't have coffee too late because the caffeine will keep me awake, and it makes me think back to my childhood. The routine in my house, and I grew up in a small town in upstate New York, was we'd have dinner, do the dishes. Usually my younger sister and I would fight over who washed and who dried. It was never a good idea pairing us up to do it. It was better off just having one or the other of us do it. But anyway, then everybody would go to the front porch, and my parents would drink coffee and smoke cigarettes, and the neighbors would all walk by and just kind of catch up. It was a nice way to grow up. Cracks me up because front door was always locked, back door was never locked, and you knew it wasn't somebody you knew or didn't know well if they came to the front door. Friends and family all came to the back door. Just kind of, I don't know if it's like that in every small town, but that's the way it was when I grew up. And shit, people would just come in and it'd just be like, hey, I'm here, and grab a cup of coffee and just hang out. So, anyway, nothing special for me going on here since my mom has passed, anyways, probably mow the lawn. I got my lawnmower back yesterday, as I said something about with the freaking snow. I can't believe it snowed again yesterday. It's nice and sunny out today, but still only in the low 50s, which beats snow. The other thing I did is I finally took stock of where I stood with all my shows. I'm a big concert going guy, and I had a bunch of tickets out there, and I was talking to a friend of mine. He's like, and he knows how OCD I am. He's like, so have you made a crazy spreadsheet to check all your shows yet? And I'm like, no. I'm like, it's like I don't want to open the casket and take a look, but really needed to just kind of understand what I need to do for each show. Because some have been canceled and they're offering refunds. Some are canceled and they're crediting you towards an account. Some are postponed and you can use the tickets. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss out on anything as far as any actions I needed to take. And I don't trust some of the promoters, especially the big ones like Live Nation. But I did go through, had a total of 32 shows that I've already bought tickets to for 2020. 12 have been postponed. 10 have been canceled, of which 7 I've gotten the refund. 3 I'm waiting a refund on, and then 10 are no change, are scheduled to go on, which I don't believe it, because some of them are in May and June. And one thing of note, and actually I thought I was owed more refunds, but it turned out that some of the ones that I assumed have been canceled actually they haven't taken action on yet. And the ironic thing is, it's the small promoters, like the local guys, that immediately canceled and offered, and pretty much set the refunds within a day. It's the Live Nations and the Ticketmasters of the world are the ones that are hanging on to stuff, which I'd almost rather, like Matt Smoka is someplace I was going to go see Liz Fair. They've basically come out and said, look, you can either donate it or we'll give you a credit towards another show. If you want a refund, contact us. It's not a ton of money, so I don't mind helping out Matt Smoka or, some of these local places. It's the Live Nations of the world. Those are the guys that I think can weather this better than anybody else and are probably getting money from the federal government. I don't know that for sure, but it seems like they're the ones that would need it the least. That said, I don't envy anybody in this situation because, let's face it, this is a tough situation across the board. I can't imagine what negotiations are going on between promoters, artists, venues, etc., trying to work their way through this because either way, it's bad news for everybody across the board. But thank God I'm able to work from home and I'm still employed because it's not an insignificant amount of money that's tied up in this stuff. And then you add that on to my Yankee season tickets. And actually, I've got tickets to the local theater, Proctor's Theater in Schenectady. It puts on plays, off-Broadway plays and stuff like that. Same thing with them. They're continuing to take my money for my season tickets, but they're not having plays. Same thing with the Yankees. MLB stance, or at least the Yankee stance, is that, hey, as of so far, we have not canceled any games. Therefore, we're not going to give you any money back. So, like I said, luckily, I'm employed. Financially, I'm in pretty decent health. But I cannot imagine if I'd been laid off. I mean, we're talking couple of mortgage payments worth of funds that are tied up in this across the board, that if I needed that, I'd be very upset about them hanging on to my money. Anyways, we'll see how all this pans out. I've talked about it before. I'm not expecting concerts to go on for quite a while. And I think they're talking about like car concerts, like a drive-in type thing. I don't know how I feel about that. We'll see. Anyways, I got to give my daughter a call and make sure to remind her to call her mother, which she's pretty good about doing, but it doesn't hurt to help. Again, happy Mother's Day. Monday, May 11th, day 57 of the quarantine for me. Governor Cuomo announced in his briefing earlier today that they're actually start opening some activities and lessening some of the restrictions because the numbers continue to decline, and it's on a region-by-region basis. But things like drive-in movie theaters, tennis, some landscaping stuff is going to be opening up on Friday, May 15th. So that's encouraging news. Saw some interesting stats and articles written about some of the other states, about some of the states where it looks like the numbers are in decline, but you really have to look at the numbers behind the numbers. For instance, they were looking, I think it was Oklahoma and Texas, where you've got two different stories that are going on with the urban areas. So Tulsa, Oklahoma City, or Houston and Dallas and Texas, where those numbers actually have started to come down. But you pull those numbers out and you look at the rest of the state, and the rest of the state is continuing to increase. So, and the whole premise behind that is, look, you've got the virus going through in waves in different areas. It's going to hit a city first, and it's going to transmit quickly there because of the population density. And so they may actually peak and go down, whereas the rest of the state may be on a different timeline. So that's what it looks like it might be. So we'll see. But like I said, we'll see how things go Friday here in New York as more things open up. So Tuesday, May 12th, day 58 of the quarantine. Cold day out today. Not a ton going on, just working from home. Something I've been doing every day is, and I mentioned before, is doing the Royale, which is a morning toast on Twitter that Brian Koppelman did. And it's kind of created this little community, and he sells these mugs that benefit the food bank in New York. Anyway, what I've been doing is doing a picture of one of my posters. I got a bunch of concert posters up there, but it's been so long that I've been doing it. I've run through all the posters that I had hanging up, and I'm at the point now where I'm going into posters that I have in storage. I store them in these portfolios like this. And you can open them up and see the posters that are in there and stuff. So I'm actually going in and swapping out which posters I have hanging, and I put way too much thought into what I'm going to hang up and what I'm going to take down, because it's like, do I want this one or do I want that one? So that's something I've been doing every day to continue with my tweets with a new poster. Like I've been weighing on the one that is right there. That's from Govball. And it's okay. And I'm like, boy, should I take that down? And then I think even more because I'm constantly on camera in here in my home office. I'm like, okay, what do I really want hanging up behind me? You know? Anyway, like I said, way too much thought. Something I've actually been going through that I touched on earlier is going through all the the concerts that I had tickets for that have been impacted or potentially impacted and likely to be impacted by the COVID virus. And I was annoyed because it seemed like Live Nation Ticketmaster was the one that was dragging their feet. And I finally logged in. I'd been using the app to check out the status of the shows. I finally logged in on my computer and noticed that there were options that did not appear in the app. And they probably buried in my email somewhere. Some of that stuff actually gets picked up by spam. But I found out that, oh, geez, I actually have to go in on the computer and select to get a refund before they'll take action, which is, you know, just kind of a shitty thing of them to do. Yes, it's ultimately, as a consumer, it's my responsibility to track that stuff down, which is why I'm doing it. But it's obvious they are adding that extra step to try and make it a little easier for them to hang on to your cash a little longer. Is what it is. Like I said, buyer beware, and that's why I'm doing this and going and checking it out. But I was kind of frustrated to go in there and be like, shit, these are not options that were listed when I looked at it on my phone or on my iPad, only when I logged in online. But I'm glad I went and discovered that because, you know, I'm like, click, yes, I will take a refund. No, I am not going to take a credit. So anyway, that's it. Super annoying. For some reason, my Fitbit stopped updating 10 steps short of my goal. I don't know why. So got a chance to see my daughter Morgan, who came down from Burlington for the day. We normally see each other about once a month, but obviously the COVID quarantine has thrown a wrench into that, so it's really special to catch up with her. It's nice that we talk every day and FaceTime and stuff, but it's just not the same as being in person. Wednesday, May 13th, day 59, and I'm actually excited to have my daughter Morgan down here in person, as opposed to just talking on FaceTime.
Now too.
We were socially distancing while we're visiting, and you're recording me too? So, what's going on, Squirt?
You know, coronavirus, hanging out. I'm going to record you if you record me.
That's okay. You know I will always win that battle.
Because you just post embarrassing stuff about me.
What? Never. I never do. So.
Yeah. We all know that's not true, but okay.
Totally true. So there's Sammy barking at something out back. So, but Morgan came down because she had to get her winter tires off of her car. Although, you know what? Since there's been snow in the past week, I guess it really hasn't been misplaced to have the winter tires on. Nope. But she lives up in Burlington, Vermont, and the tires, and Sammy is barking. And thing is, her summer tires were down here in my garage. So, all right. Anything else to say, Morgan?
Bye.
Thursday, May 14th, day 60 of the quarantine. 60. Holy cow. Good day. It was really great yesterday to see my daughter. She came down and as you saw in the video, got a chance to catch up with her. She swapped out her tires. Weather turned nice today, which was nice. Got a chance to mow the lawn. Actually made a run to Lowe's, which was pretty busy, but people had masks on and it was pretty efficient. God, I still can't believe I have not put gas in my car since this started. So it's been 2 months and I still haven't put gas in my car, which is kind of crazy. But looking forward to the weekend. Got one more day to go, and then we'll end the weekend. It's supposed to be a really nice weekend, which will be nice. But
it's another song I wrote called "Rattle Me" with my friend Chris St. Hilaire. On the right side of the left turn, so tired my eyes burn, 'cause I've been up all night with you. Everyone's walking faster, they're all way ahead of me. But I don't care, I may be tired, this is where I wanna be. Feeling rising, something is different now today. Look in your eyes and lose my care and I fly away. Someone to shake me up, someone to rattle me. Each time build it up and I see clearly. One day if I had one left to do anything, I want you till I can't see, 'cause you know you rattle me.
Friday, May 15th, day 61. Gorgeous day out today. It's supposed to hit 80 or 81 degrees. Less than a week ago, we had snow. So that's spring in upstate New York for you. So looking forward to a great weekend. New York is starting to make progress towards reopening. The capital region has only met 5 of the 7 requirements to reopen, so it won't be until at least the end of May for the capital region. But it's just some crazy to see. I looked at the news and issues going on in Wisconsin, where the Supreme Court struck down the governor's stay-at-home order, and then they had bars that were packed with people. So I just don't see that as ending well. We'll see. I was talking to a friend of mine up in Maine, though, and another friend of mine up more in the North Country, where there's just more rural and not as many people, and they're starting to reopen, and there's just not as many cases as they've seen here in New York. So I think it's just a totally different perspective. But looking forward to a nice weekend. Going to seal the deck, enjoy the weather, and we'll see. So hopefully people are still enjoying this. Anybody who's watching them, I'm considering changing the format a little bit. I've just been doing it kind of chronologically, stream of consciousness more than anything. Maybe I should organize it more into kind of random thoughts that I have, maybe news updates, and then do the music and live streaming separate. We'll see. I don't want to turn it into too much of a freaking hassle. I don't think people give a shit one way or another. but we'll see. If you're watching this and you have feedback, let me know.